Good morning and welcome to Herb Oracle Podcast, botanical divination with herbs, essences, flowers, and trees with your host, Herbal Marie. Let's start the day off pulling some oracle cards and getting a few messages. We can shoot the shiitake in a spiritual way-ish. And if you follow me on Instagram, I'll post a pic of the cards at Herb Oracle. Thanks so much for joining me. Here we go. Hey, I'm back. Whoop, what's up? Took a few days off, like 4. It's been like 4 days since I've talked to you, and I actually needed to look back at my episode descriptions and remind myself what we even did the last time. So I read the description. I thought, oh, okay, that's good. Be yourself. Yada, yada, yada. And then I thought, I still can't even remember the cards. So I had to go to my Instagram at Herb Oracle and look at the cards, and then bam, I completely remembered the entire episode right away when I looked at the cards. I'm sad I did not do any writing this weekend like Spikenard asked us to do, but hey, the week is still young. It's only Tuesday. I know it feels like Monday for me because this is the first episode back, but it's Tuesday, and I know that. So today we're going to do some tarot, Tarot Tuesday, and we're going to do another law of the universe, a nice quick one, and then we're just going to get on with our spiritual journeys, right? Can't stop, won't stop. Like, do you feel fully committed? I know I do. I know I have to. It's the only thing that I have to do. And probably the dishes too. All right, so spiritual journey, clean up the kitchen, do the dishes, check and check. That is my plan for the day. So if you want to catch up on the laws, you've got 95 previous episodes to do so. The last one that we did was the law of synthesis. And of course, that word is that word is a challenge for me, so I never want to speak of it again. But all the laws have been really eye-opening. This version of the laws, whoever even made it, I appreciate it. I like it. And today we're doing the law of teaching. 96, the law of teaching. So this is fun for me, first of all, because 96. That was the year that I graduated high school, 1996, thinking I'm done with education at that point. I'm done with teaching, right? I'm done with being taught. I'm done with learning. I'm done. I'm free. Little did I know that, my real learning was just beginning in 1996. So the law of teaching is also cool for me because it is Tuesday. We are doing tarot. And, on my other podcast, Herbal Marie, we are doing some tarot episodes. And of course, I'm doing it from the perspective of it's like I'm teaching them, but that's not what it is at all. I'm learning. So there is that saying that if you want to learn something, teach it. Teach what you want to learn about. So I do my podcast, and it seems like I'm teaching these laws of the universe, but actually I'm learning them. So teach what you want to learn. Okay, that's what I think about when I think of teaching. Of course, I think about my kids too. We homeschool, so I quote teach them, but really I let them teach themselves for the most part. I have taught them how to research. I've taught them how to focus, and then I just tell them to go learn what they need to learn. Like, I don't know, like the role of the teacher is kind of interesting, right? So even if you find someone that you want to learn something, they could be that type of teacher that's like just kind of tricks you into teaching yourself. I don't know. So anyways, we're going to do the law of teaching and then some tarot cards from the Herbal Tarot. So it's short, you guys. It is like literally one run-on sentence. One run-on sentence long. So there is that inner teacher in me that wants to maybe ask, could we have made 2 sentences out of this? The law of teaching. Ooh, then tomorrow will be the law of telepathy. So that'll be fun. And we are making our way to the end of these laws. Okay, stay focused, Sadie. Don't look ahead. The law of teaching. This law concerns the responsibility people have to pass on that which they learn for the continuation of the human race to benefit by this information. If it is in the higher interest of people to learn the acquired information. Period. Okay. So, all right. Yes, I forgot. This is another great aspect of teaching. If you learn something, shouldn't you pass it on? Well, the law of teaching is saying, yeah, it's the responsibility that people have to pass on that which they learn. Why? For the continuation of the human race to benefit by this information, if it is in the higher interest of people to learn that information. So if the information that you are learning is in the highest good of the all, highest good of humanity, highest good of evolution, then it's your responsibility to pass on that which you have learned. So if you have learned some things, I've learned some things, it is actually my responsibility to pass that on to anyone who wants to listen, right? I often think, gosh, I really need to pass my herbal knowledge on to my children. Of course, they have to be open to it. That's the thing about teaching. You can't force it to anybody, onto anybody. But it is your responsibility to pass it on to someone. So if your kids won't listen, if your friends and family won't listen, then I highly recommend signing up for anchorradio.fm and starting a podcast today. I didn't even get paid for that ad. All right. So your responsibility to pass on the information that you learn is the law of teaching. How do you feel about that? Ask yourself, what have I learned? What do I know? What can I pass on that's in the benefit of humanity? Probably a lot. Don't underestimate yourself. Don't fall into that dumb trap that you're like, I don't know anything. The hell you don't. I know you do. I know you do. So make it a point today to pass on a little bit of your wisdom. Hey, if you've learned compassion, you don't have to get nerdy. Nah. It doesn't have to be nerdy information that you're passing on. What about love, peace, compassion, the ability to get along? Those are very important things to help teach humanity, because there's a lot of people that could benefit. All right, so I got the tarot cards in front of me. I'm looking at the Chariot because he's on top, because he is the last card that I taught, quotes, I taught at Herbal Marie. He was really cool. He's handsome. He a good-looking guy. But we're just moving along with the cards over at Herbal Marie. It's going to take me literally 2 years to go through this deck proper and give each card the attention it needs and then the time for us to absorb the information. But I just really wanted to, because I thought if I'm going to read tarot cards, I would like to understand the storyline, and I also would like to understand this particular deck. And it just seemed like such a great idea, and that's what I'm doing over there, going through each of the cards individually, one by one in order, and just doing podcasts about them, doing a little bit of back research so I don't sound like a total noob, and then just going through it humbly. I'm not coming off as an expert, my God, absolutely not. I'm coming off as someone who wants to learn and teach at the same time, and that is what I do. I learn and teach at the same time. And it's a good way to get things done for humanity, because I'm bettering myself, learning about all this different kind of stuff that we're talking about, laws of the universe, herbs, divination, what's up? That's what I'm into. And then at the same time, I'm instantly sharing it. So I am making sure that I am following the law of teaching. Yeah, no karmic retribution here for not following that one. I do it instantaneously for the most part. Yeah, I pretty much share everything that I think that I know. So disclaim out the wazoo. Always do your own research, especially after hanging out with me. Okay, so as I'm shuffling the deck, like really just getting it warmed up, the first card flips itself over. And I was doing a sideways shuffle, which was weird for me. So the first card that I'm looking at is a reversed comfrey, and it's the World. The World has flipped out. Uh-oh. That's probably an accurate message. The world is flipping out. And that is kind of like an accurate energy reading for the state of affairs in the world right now. Is kind of flipping out a little bit. But it's probably the best thing that can happen right now. So if you listen to a lot of intuitive readings, guidance, energy forecasts, everyone's probably saying the same thing right now, which is, this is what everyone's saying, and we've been saying it for a really long time, but it's getting amplified now, is that the world is now to a point where a lot of information is coming up to the surface. A lot of things are being revealed. A lot of ugly, bad shit. A lot of ugly, bad shit is being brought out into the public. Like the bad guys, and I'm going to use those in quotes too. Bad guys can't hide anymore with the bad stuff that they've done. Okay, so bad guys are in quotes because really no one's a bad guy. I hate to say this, but no one's really actually a bad guy. It's just a different role that they're playing. You guys, let me just break it down for you. The world is a theater. The world is a theater, and we all have our parts to play. And there are literally people in your life and in the world who pretty much volunteered to come here to Earth and be the bad guy for the sake of the evolution of humanity and the experience of duality, separation, and all that jazz. So anyways, I am trying to, in my own personal life, stop condemning and judging anyone. And that's a challenge, because when you hear about like people involved in child trafficking and, you know, things like that nature, I'm not even going to get into it, but like, what is your first response? To judge them or to set them on fire, right? I mean, like something like to that extent. What does that do to your own personal vibration? I'm not saying that they don't like deserve it, or that would be the justice thing to do. But what does it actually do to you personally? It lowers your energy, it lowers your vibration, it puts you in that state of judgment, separation, condemning, and then it just digs in that line of divide, us and them, you know, and it just separates. Yeah, so I'm here to help heal myself, do what I can to help heal the planet, help humanity come together as one, unity consciousness. So the more work that I can do with accepting everyone as part of humanity and do my part with adding less judgment, hate, and separation in the world, I'm just trying, okay? Like, I'm not 100%. I'm freaking not Mother Teresa. Do you know what I mean? Because if push came to shove, I know my humanness. If I really ever came across a person or a situation that was, quote, bad like that, I would take them out of the world. You know what I mean? Like, I would become a, quote, bad person, do you know? Like, because I have that in me. But theoretically, I'm trying, as I hear more and more negative things happening in the world, more and more tragedies, more and more things of people that have just done horrid things to children. I am trying my best to understand it from a higher perspective, that one, They have been, these people who have done bad things have, they may have signed up to do bad things. They may have had a soul contract to be the bad guy. And two, some of them really got carried away with it, got misguided, got so separated from the light, from the knowingness of who they are. But ultimately, even those mother truckers, they are still connected to source, just like you and me. Everyone is part of source. Everyone's connected. Everyone is a freaking child of God or whatever. Even everyone. When I say everyone, I mean everyone. All right, so anyways, that's what I get when I see this card, the world reversed. Now, what does the herb comfrey do? It used to be called bone knit, because if you would break your arm, comfrey is a cell proliferant, which means that it speeds the healing. It actually makes the cells like replicate faster and make it speeds up healing. Science knows this. It speeds up healing. If you would get a deep cut, you would not use comfrey on that cut until it healed some, because it would make the skin grow over the wound too fast before it actually before that wound had time to close. Like, it literally makes your skin heal fast. It will help your bones knit back together. Comfrey is a mender. So comfrey is the perfect herb to be on the world card, because this world obviously needs mended. It needs healed. It needs fixed. It needs to come together. It needs to be healed. So comfrey is such a hopeful herb. There is a beautiful sun that would make a really cool tattoo, actually, on this card. So it really is like, even though it's reversed, that means that the sun now is, the first thing on the bottom of the card. So it's a message to keep shining your light, even when the world is literally upside down, crazy, uprooted. Make sure that you are still doing your part to help heal the world, and then let that energy diffuse into the world and do what it knows how to do, right? So if we can just shine our light, say, I am light, I am love, I am, all day long. I am light, I am love, I am. Put that energy out, and then don't worry about it. Because that energy knows how to affect people, infuse people. That energy of love and light knows how to heal. So all you have to do to help is to put more of it out, and then stand back and let that energy do its work. Dang. All right, like, I was just shuffling, like I wasn't even quite prepared yet. All right, let's get another card. On that note, let's get another card. I see that it is a new moon in Sagittarius. I saw this really cool spread on Sisters Enchanted, I believe, to do a new moon in Sagittarius spread. We'll see. We'll see about that. Maybe I'll do that later for myself. Too late now to do it. We're already on a roll. We're already doing our own thing. Okay, so there is a card that's sort of hopping out the side. So let's see what that is. And then if we should need clarity, and I know we probably will. We have top and bottom, but let's just see who is just sort of peeking out the side enough that I have to choose it. It's another reverse card, the 9 of Pentacles. This is the lady in the red dress that's sitting under the grapevine, the dark grapes. So, oh my God, these messages are weird already. They're just flying in my head. So this is such a card of abundance, right? And it's coming in reversed. And to tie it into the state of affairs in the world, obviously this is a message about, to me, global abundance and how it's been unevenly distributed. I had no idea I was going to be talking about this. All right, so there is definitely a misdistribution of wealth in the world. I mean, we have people building houses with 100 bathrooms in them, and then we have people that have to go to the bathroom on the side of the street. Now, that's do I have to swear again in my podcast? But that is effed up. That is messed up. That is just, doesn't that just feel wrong on a cellular level? Like, I'm not saying that people should get things for free, although, like, come on, like, it's like sanitation. Why not? It's like public sanitation. Why not? But how did some people get to the point where they are literally living in a different reality to such extreme one or the other? So I just feel like, dark grapes are coming in, just shining a light on the fact that, like, here we're coming up on our holiday season, and, and locally we can see such a distinction. Some people are doing so good, and then other people are just struggling. Not quite the severe separation as, like, the owner of Amazon compared to an African village. So anyways, I would love for the money situation in the world to just get more fair, especially if there have been structures and programs put into place that keep poor people poor, that keep poverty alive, that actually continue to wreak havoc on poverty. War. War would be such a program that literally goes in and bombs areas that are already poor. It just keeps misery and suffering alive. So I'm hoping that just, with that coming in, it just is giving us something to look at. This is why we only do tarot cards every once in a while, because they're not happy-go-lucky like oracle cards, are they? Oracle cards, you're a beautiful shining light. Tarot cards, you need to work on the disgustingness of the world. So there is a big difference in the world with a lot of things. And let's just, top and bottom, give it to me. So we've got 2 cards, boop, boop, and now we're going to go one on the top here next to these dark grapes and one on the bottom. And I'm really interested to see if these are also reversed. Let's see what we've got. Yes, we have mistletoe reversed, which is interesting because we were just talking about the holidays, and mistletoe is such a classic, like, kissing. That's the one that you put up on the doorway and then you get a kiss if you stand under it, right? Kissing under the mistletoe. But this is reversed and it's a 5 of swords. Dang, this is a freaking message. So here we have one dude standing with 3 swords, 2 over his shoulder and 1 in the ground. The other 2 swords are in an X on the ground, and then we have 2 other dudes walking away, heads hanging low in defeat. So yeah, this is battle, this is war, and it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good for anyone on this card. So, like, the people that lost, they've lost their swords. Maybe they've lost even more. They're walking away with their heads hanging low. And the quote winner, lots of quotes today, the guy who won also looks sad. Because what has he won? Nothing. He's won nothing. He didn't unite the world. He didn't heal the world. He didn't transcend any of the 3D bullshit of separation. All he got was more swords. You know what I mean? He can't even carry 5 swords comfortably. And so there's just like this energy of like, oh, winning through battle isn't winning. And it's true. Look at war. Even the quote winners usually lose thousands and thousands of their men. For what? There is no winning in war. It's stupid, and it needs to stop. So anyways, we got mistletoe reversed. I'd have to look in the book to learn more about mistletoe. Although I've heard of some ways it's been used in big ways, but we'll just see what the book says before I go there. And let's see what was on the bottom. Dang, everybody's upside down today. And I promise you, there were some cards that were upright in this deck. So now we have the 10 of Cups, also reversed. This is marijuana. Hello, cannabis. Good morning. How are you? Hi. It is reversed. So that's also very interesting because when you get this cup, this 10 of Cups upright, it's like joyful celebration. There's a rainbow. It's marijuana. Everybody's feeling good, hopefully, because they did sativa, not indica. And no one got too high. It's abundance, right? So I will have to just think for a second. I'm going to take a drink of water, let these cards sit, look in the book, see what else we can get from all reverse cards. The World, 9 of Pentacles, 5 of Swords, and now 10 of Cups. One quick thing though, when cups are reversed to me, I feel like everything in those cups has to be emptied out. So when I'm thinking about this uneven distribution of money in the world, right? It's like empty it all out. You know, and people hate to hear that because they're like, no, I don't want to give up my money. No, you don't have to. But there's an elite group holding up all the resources for these people who are suffering in poverty. And it's time for them to abolish poverty. It's time for them to abolish suffering. If someone has billions of dollars, you telling me you can't afford bags of rice to send to people to eat? Really? So I'm just saying, when I see these cups upside down, there will be a complete redistribution of wealth in this world. It's what people truly want. It is. Not that everybody has to be given handouts and doesn't have to work. It's not that. I'm talking about the poorest people in the world who do not have clean water, who do not have a healthy place to go to the bathroom, who do not have enough food to eat, whose children are starving. That's who I'm talking about. I'm not talking about Joe down the street that lives from you that just wants to not work and get food stamps. I'm not talking about Joe. I'm talking about people of the world who have suffered long enough, and it is going to stop. It has to stop. We cannot consider ourselves to be good people if we let other people starve to death. All right, let's get some water. All right, well, I grabbed a little book here. I just have been sitting here drinking my water, drinking my clean water, feeling thankful for my water, being like, wow, these cards are a doozy. Like, I took a couple days off. I thought we'll just have a nice, easy, happy, nice to see you back in the saddle type of reading. And these tarot cards are just coming in, making me look at things that aren't comfortable. Nobody wants to think about how there's that kind of suffering in the world, especially when you kind of live in the good life. You know, like, I mean, I have everything I need. I'm taken care of. I have lots of toys to play with. I have books. I have cards. I now have a apophyllite. Thank you, Asiel the Oracle. So yeah, like my mind's like, let's think about happy things for a minute. Let's get our vibe back up, because yeah, like when you do look at things like this in the world, you have to, watch that your vibe doesn't dip so low. But then again, it's like, yeah, but you also have to allow yourself to be compassionate and feel and think about, God, like what would that even be like to not have a home to live in, to not have enough food, not even having not enough, like literally to not even know when you're going to eat again. And then when you do get to eat, it's just some freaking rice. That's it. It's just crazy. So that extreme suffering in the world, I just feel like everyone needs to get on the same page that, we really need to do more. We need to do more. We must help abolish poverty in the world on that level. It's just insane. It's insane that humanity would allow it to happen. And it's even crazier to think that there are some people who keep it happening because it keeps them in the top 2%. All right, so anyways, that 9 of Pentacles was dark grapes, and it is, about material prosperity and wealth, and it could be about shallowness. It could be, and that's what it is if it's reversed and you're worried about being less rich. If it worries you that, gosh, I'll be less rich if I help somebody else out, that's shallowness, and you don't understand how the universe works. And that's the fear trap that the ego gets caught up in. And that's why people don't help other people, because they think that they'll have less if they help other people. Well, that's not the way it works. What you put out, you get back. So if you start helping and giving, you'll get that energy back. You'll get all that money back. That's the way the universe works. So don't ever be afraid to share and give your money. Like, it will come back. And if you don't have money to share and give, then help, assist, send good vibes, like whatever you can. Give it, give it, give it. It will come back to you. Don't feel threatened, and don't get so caught up in your material possessions that you get greedy. You don't want to be like that. All right, so the cool thing is that it says that you can actually use the root of dark grapes, which I had not realized, or I forgot. The root is a nutritive for the blood, as it is high in iron. So it's a blood tonic. Now, I have never dug up my grape roots, because I'm getting them established a little bit. But the leaves, people eat grape leaves. They're high in tannins, they're astringent, and they are a mild alterative for inflammatory conditions. Also, interestingly enough, I think grape leaves, do your own research, but I'm almost positive it is it's a great source for vitamin K. And so this next season, it is, now that my grape leaves are going to be more bountiful, I'm going to harvest them, dehydrate them, and grind them into my green powder that I just, make myself drink every once in a while for vitamins and minerals, because it's really good for you. So anyways, that's the 9 of Pentacles. Please give, share your wealth. Don't get caught up in greed. The World, let's see, do I want to go to the World? Actually, I want to go up to the 5 of Swords first, because I have that page open. Mistletoe. So mistletoe is a nervine and anti-spasmodic, which means it calms your nerves down. It would help like your muscles from spasming. It helps regulate blood pressure. And here's the big one, which I wasn't sure if I wanted to say out loud, but since it says it in this book, I'm going to read it. It has been used to help treat cancer successfully. It calms the nervous system. Let's see, but then in parentheses it says North American mistletoe has contrary properties. The berries of all mistletoe are extremely toxic. So yeah, you would definitely, if you'd be ever using mistletoe, it would be with an herbalist who is seasoned and experienced and clinical. I am an herbalist, but I am a podcast herbalist. So it's like with some of these herbs, you would really want to have an herbalist on your side that has been working with them, that knows them really, really well, and that you trust. Don't just take my word for it. Good Lord. So reversed 5 of Swords is the turning point in one's life, when one can either become honest with oneself or go deeper into deception. So it's like we had the World pointing out what's wrong. The 9 of Pentacles said, it's the money. It's the money scene that's wrong and has been wrong. And you're a part of it. Everybody is. And so now mistletoe is saying, what you gonna do? What are you gonna do about it? Are you gonna add to the deception of the world? Are you gonna turn a blind eye? Are you gonna act like this stuff ain't going on? Are you gonna keep on being a stingy bastard? Or are you gonna become honest with yourself, take a look at the world, see what's actually going on, and then be like, what can I do to help? What can I do to help? And that's when marijuana comes in with the 10 of cups, and all those cups are emptying out. What can you do? You can help people live their dreams. And seriously, these dreams that we're talking about are basic human rights. So it's like, what can we do as humanity to bring up the people that are in this extreme poverty? Or even in LA, Los Angeles, there are people that live on the streets. Well, every city really, but that's one place, that's the first place that I thought about, because I just saw this video on Facebook the other day that there was a hairdresser, and she's going into this section of LA. It had a name, I can't remember it, but she's like helping these women like get their hair cut, washed, colored, put on a little makeup, because she knows the emotional, vibrational value of people feeling good about themselves. But yeah, just the fact that there are people in America and in the world everywhere that are living homeless, that are living on the street, that don't have running water. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. And 10 of Cups is coming in to say that we need to do something different. We need to break fixations. We need to break illusions. We need to be inspired. And we need to help. We need to help abolish poverty in the world. So that might be the name of this podcast. We need to help abolish poverty in the world. And I know if I do that, nobody will hardly click on it, because nobody wants to think about this or do anything. You know, they just want to be getting into like the Jingle Bells vibe, and that's good. I want everyone to keep their vibe high. But during the holiday season, sometimes it gets really, really hard to me to be like being so lavish when I know like there are people that are suffering in the world. You know what I mean? So maybe like we can find organizations to donate to instead of buying more stupid plastic crap to clutter our house, right? We can do other things with our money. We don't need to just waste money when we could actually be helping somebody. So let's read about marijuana. Let's see what it says. Cannabis sativa, antispasmodic, hypnotic. So help you sleep. In herbal tradition called a narcotic, it lowers inhibitions and allows for free expression of sexual instincts. Okay. Its abuse, however, is disastrous to the adrenal glands and will cause deep-seated emotional disorders, including lack of will and motivation, and male impotence. Okay, I can't vouch for any of that, but hey, what do you think? It can be made, if you abuse it, it can be made into an alcoholic extract and applied topically for the relief of joint aches and pains. So that's actually like how marijuana interests me the most. You know, I make tinctures. That's what I do. I put all my herbs in vodka. What's up? That's what I do with plants, because I know the alcohol pulls out the medicine. And sometimes you can take it orally, but here we're saying we can use this plant topically. We can make an herbal tincture with cannabis and then put it on our joints and our anywhere that we're having pain. So that's like really interesting to me, especially like, you know, like my own personal experience with indica, like indica. How about just don't go there. But how about topically? Because maybe that's actually what it's intended for. like using this plant. Don't just light it up. Like it's an herb, just like every other herb. You don't go around smoking grape leaves and mistletoe. You don't smoke your comfrey, do you? So I feel like marijuana always makes me laugh. It's like you don't go smoke your echinacea. So how about do some other things with me too, like you would other plants, other herbs. I get you. I feel you. I'm here for you. We can do that. We can definitely do that. We'll pull out the indica in the back of the drawer and we will make a tincture and we'll try it topically. Why not? Okay, so anyways, this is all about having your dream, being inspired, but let's do it from a stable place. Let's not just like have it be a pipe dream that we want to abolish poverty in the world. Okay? We just don't want to be like, oh, I would love for everybody to be taken care of, and then we just sort of like forget it. It's coming in reversed to say that no, you need to be inspired, and then you need to do something different. And then it's time to break fixations. It's time to break this pattern that's been going on in the world. Just as mistletoe is a remedy for cancer, poverty is basically like the cancer of the world. And it's spreading. And it is. And maybe we don't see it in our everyday life because we're blessed enough to live in a neighborhood that everyone's taken care of for the most part. Right? The poorest family in my neighborhood is doing really well compared to the poverty that the cards are talking about today. We're talking about extreme poverty in countries where they have no running water and they're starving. That's where we need to focus. And if you can do something locally, great. But it's like we need to start abolishing poverty in the world. That's been on such a grand level. So yeah, just as mistletoe helps cancer, it's like, let's energetically do our part to help heal poverty in the world, to help heal this infectious, cancerous condition where people are suffering and it's unnecessary. Oh, it's unnecessary. There's enough food to feed everybody, believe me. Okay, so anyways, that's our message today. I feel like we need one more card to end on. like, can we just have one more card? I got room on the edge of the table, and yeah. So yeah, I had a great weekend. I met my bestie online friend, Asiel the Oracle, in real life. It feels surreal. He came to visit me the whole way from Denver. There's our top card. There's our card. And it's like, wow, was he even really here? And I know he was because I have his dog. Hi, Zen. There's Zen hanging out, being my co-pilot. You know your name. And yeah, so anyways, we got 4 dogs in the house, you guys. And it feels really, really good. Okay, so we got another reverse card to end on today. But it's fun because I'm talking about Asiel the Oracle, and it's the Magician card. So, yep, he's a wizard, and we have the Magician coming in. He wants to chime in, too, on this topic. So, the Magician is coming in with astragalus. Ooh, astragalus. This is one of my favorite roots. Favorite herbs for building the immune system, astragalus. Echinacea is the popular one that comes in and stimulates, gives your immune system a swift kick in the pants. But astragalus is the Chinese herb that you take long term for really building strength in the immune system. That's the difference between those two. But I feel like the Magician is coming in because the Magician has all the tools he needs to create. He's got the cups, the pentacles, the sword, the wand. He's got his crystal ball up in the air, one hand. He's got his other hand pointed down. He's pointing at the ground. He's manifesting. And he's just saying, he's coming in reverse because he's saying, please remember, you may have forgotten that you have this power to create. Don't feel helpless. Don't feel like I'm only one person. What can I do? I'm not even sure who to donate to. You have the ability to create a world that will please you, that will make you happy to look at, that won't embarrass you. Because when we look at the world and we see people in poverty and suffering and starving, that's embarrassing to me. As a human being, that embarrasses me that we let that happen, that we've allowed it to happen for so long. So the magician is coming in saying, like, be that powerful creator. Be that strength in the world. Be that person that keeps inspiring others to be helpful and to help heal and to do their work. Don't feel disempowered. Don't look at the world and think there's nothing I can do. Of course there's something you can do. You have access to energy and you're learning how to direct it. You might have access to a pretty sweet bank account, right? So now it's like saying you can help even a little bit. You don't have to put yourself out. You don't have to put yourself in the hole. But there's always something that all of us can skim off the top of our bank accounts that can help. I'm pretty poor, actually, in the grand scheme of things. I don't even have a job, you guys. And I have stuff that I can always give. I have certainly lived the life of being not rich and seeing that I can still give so much. I can give every day. I can find extra money, even if it's just a handful of change to donate somewhere. Do you know what I mean? I can always do that. I can donate my time. I can donate my knowledge. I can donate my teaching, right? I can donate my insight. I can donate my energy. I can donate my love, and I can donate my light. I can donate the compassion in my heart. I can donate my voice, the words out of my mouth. Even if I don't have any money to go help feed people on a grand level, I can be a voice that says we need to abolish poverty in this world. Come on, it's embarrassing and it's gone on too long. All right, well, I'm going to have to stop myself there because I feel like I'm going to start crying if I focus too long on the suffering. And you know what? I show up for my podcast. I literally some days, every day, have no idea what I'm going to be talking about. But this is what my cards wanted to talk about today. I didn't see it coming, but it's the law of teaching. And apparently this is what needs to flow through me today. So I'm allowing it. I'm not going to try to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to try to be like, all right, that's it, everybody. Have a great day. I mean, I do want you to have a great day, but I also want us all to contemplate what just happened. Like, what just happened here? Oh my gosh. Like, I just wanted to come in here and talk about the chakra bag that Asiel gave me along with the aquamarine. I just wanted to come and brag about all the beautiful gifts I was given and the connections and the fact that I loved my company this week. So much love to Asiel and his dad, Robin, and Zen. I have a new dog. Like, I just wanted to come on today and brag about myself and my beautiful friends. But there's a different agenda going on in my life, and what I ended up talking about is how the world is completely effed right now. The abundance is being held back. Food is being held back. People are starving and in poverty, and there are people that almost they've allowed it, they've encouraged it, and it's people that have initiated war. They have spread suffering. It's cancerous to the world. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about happy things, but then mistletoe came in, dark grapes, comfrey, marijuana, and astragalus, and they had something different they wanted to talk about today. They're like, yo, quit being shallow. Quit being shallow. Focus on the world right now. Send your love, send your light, send your money if you have it. Send your intention to help heal the planet. Send your intention to abolish poverty in this world. And then there's marijuana. Every single cup, the 10 of cups, upside down. It's saying give and give and give some more, people. Give a shit. give your heart, give compassion, give your skills of manifestation, and do what you can do monetarily, physically, and energetically. Do what you can do to help heal the world today. Let that be your mission for this holiday season, because a new world is coming, and in this new world, everyone's going to have clean water, everyone's going to have food, and everyone is going to be able to follow their dreams in life, which is just to be taken care of and happy and think of beautiful things. Okay, what we want is a beautiful planet. What we want is a gorgeous, compassionate world. We want to live on a planet that we're not embarrassed of. So right now, humanity, the world is embarrassing, absolutely, but just it's time for you to do your part, to be the magician and not add to it. Let's turn it around. All these cards want to be turned around, but they all came in reverse today for a reason. So Tuesday Tarot, Tarot Tuesday, let's do our part. We must help abolish poverty. We must.